What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our On the Road to ATD23 video series. Making new connections is one of the best parts of attending any conference. There are lots of opportunities to connect at ATD23 this year, and one of those opportunities include community conversations. In this video, I'm sitting down with fellow ATDer and senior content manager Alexandria Clapp to learn more about community conversations, what they are, how they started, and why you should check them out. So stick around. Hi, Alexandria. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of On the Road to ATD23. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited to chat with you today. But before we dive in, do you want to share a little bit about you and how you're involved with this year's conference?
Of course, I would love to. I am a senior content manager at ATD, and I have the privilege to collaborate with departments and teams internally within ATD and experts and practitioners externally in the L&D field, all to create resources and support talent development professionals in their work and professional development. So this looks like books, magazine articles, blogs, videos, and one of my very favorite things to do, which is help program conferences. And that includes ATD23 and some of the programming we have outside of just the educational sessions this year.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing a little bit about you. It sounds like there's a lot going on. And so one of the things happening at this year's conference is community conversations. And that's the topic that we're talking about today. So can you tell us a little bit about what community conversations are, how they started, and why folks should check it out?
So community conversations are a series of facilitated discussions designed to help you connect with other talent development professionals in a relaxed and comfortable environment. We introduced these last year and received wonderful feedback that these chats provided an intimate setting to connect with others in such a large conference. And it's a really nice way to create those new connections and get support on challenges, share expertise, and exchange new ideas.
Wow, that sounds great. So what are some of the themes that you've selected for this year's community conversations?
Yeah, so these are all facilitated conversations that will be on trending or key topics in the field. And this year we have new to training, first-time attendees, AI, accessibility, cultures of inclusion and belonging, learning operations, consulting and freelancing in L&D, wellness, finding a mentor, and hybrid. So these are all a nice way to create new connections and talk about some of these key topics that everyone is buzzing about.
Wow, that sounds great. There's so many topics to choose from. It's really exciting. Where can folks find community conversations at the conference?
So they'll be scheduled throughout the conference. There's a few each day. And you can find the schedule located in the app and under the networking tab. And attendees can find the community conversation room on the upper level in room 4.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Alexandria. That's so great. I'd love to check out some of these community conversations. Now, let's turn to something fun. This is a question that I've been asking a few folks, but I want to ask you this specific question. If ATD23 were a song, what would that song be and why?
Well, I have to go with The Room Where It Happens, which is sung by Leslie Odom Jr. in Hamilton the Musical, because, well, first of all, Leslie Odom Jr. is our closing keynote, and ATD is sort of the conference where it all happens. You get to meet new people, form lifelong friendships, get help on your biggest pain points, and find inspiration, all in this wonderful hub during this wonderful week at this conference.
I love that. That's great. I love Hamilton, and I'm super excited to see Leslie Odom Jr. be our closing keynote. So that's great. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of On the Road to ATD23, Alexandria.
Thanks for having me. See you there.
Well, that's it for this episode, everybody. A huge shout out to Alexandria Clapp for joining me on this episode of On the Road to ATD23. Check out the show notes below to connect with Alexandria and visit our website to find out more about this year's conference. And make sure to register. Want to know when our next On the Road to ATD23 video is going live? Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to be notified when our next video drops. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Jess Thompson with ATD, and we'll see you in San Diego.